Today, we delve into the transformative forces that are redefining education, from artificial intelligence in classrooms to personalized learning experiences, from digital classrooms to skill-based curriculums. The future of education is no longer confined to textbooks. It's about innovation, inclusivity, and lifelong learning. Joining us on this exciting journey are renowned educators, policymakers, and tech pioneers who will share their insights on how we can bridge the gap between traditional learning and next generation educational models. So get ready, guys, to reimagine, rethink, and reshape the way we learn and grow. Welcome to the future of education, where learning meets innovation. Today, here with us, our renowned guest. He has already arrived here. Let's welcome Dr. Homiyar Mobedji, Director Programs, Benetech Asia and Africa. We welcome you, sir.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great honor to be here, and I sincerely thank the management and the administrators of this event for inviting us here, and wish you all a very happy Republic Day today. As you see, I'm a person with visual impairment. And hence, we are going to set some rules before we start. We're going to make this session very interactive. It's not going to be a one-way traffic from here to there. We're going to have lots of questions. You can interrupt me anytime, ask me questions, and I'll be more than happy to answer. I'll be asking you a few questions also, but there's one condition. Please don't do this. It doesn't make any sense to me, right? You need to be a little vocal. Yes, that was correct. You need to be either yes, no, or whatever. Acceptable? Thank you. So let me begin with a few questions. Has any one of you interacted during your academics, during your work, during your social life with any person with any disability? If yes, raise your hand, the mic comes to you, and you can share your experience. Are there any hand raises?
Please make it as an interactive session, guys, please. Sir is asking you questions. You can answer.
If there are no hands, somebody can say there are no hands. It's okay. Are there any show of hands? The question was very simple. I repeat, have you ever interacted with any person with any disability during your academic journey, during your work, during your social engagements? Yes or no? Is there any yeses here? No. Yes, please. Can we have the mic passed on to them? Can you just describe what was that individual? How did you meet that individual?
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Very happy to see you, sir. Sir, I am Dr. Deepa Mohan from Jain University, faculty. I met many of the students with learning disabilities. And I had been coach for learning disability students also. I had worked closely with those students.
And what were the disabilities, if I may know?
They were very slow learners and also reading disabilities, writing disabilities. This all happened through my this career, sir.
Correct. So if I may ask you one more question. As an individual with no disability, how did you find interacting with these people? Were you comfortable? Were you a little disturbed? Were you a little emotional? What was it?
It was not actually emotional or anything like that. I always realized these type of difficulties through, I think might be divine power. Because I was so close to these type of students or people around us, and I used to interact with them so closely, and they also used to interact with me and share their feelings.
Wonderful, wonderful. But you're the only one in this little classroom, right? Fortunately or unfortunately. Today, statistics tells us, and this is WHO which tells us, roughly about 15% of any given population in any country, maybe it's a developed country or developing country, has a disability. 15. So that means, even in this classroom, if we really dig deep, we might have an individual sitting here with some sort of disability. It could be a hidden disability. There are 21 different types of disabilities according to the Rights for Persons with Disability Act 2016. The most common ones that we know are visual impairment, hearing impairment, physical disabilities. These are the most common ones that we know. But there are many, many more than these. So unfortunately, because we are not aware of these individuals, we don't recognize them. And when we don't recognize them, systems don't acknowledge them. I had a little fortune in my career as an individual. My Google timeline says I have at least traveled to 21 countries as of date. And most of these were developing countries. Developing countries in Asia, developing countries in Africa. And I have interacted with a lot of people with a disability, different types of disability, interacted with government officials in different countries, interacted with organizations serving the disabled. Why am I telling you this? I just wanted to ensure and make sure that we acknowledge that India has far more better systems in place compared to other developing countries, and we are proud of that. Compared to other developing countries like Kenya, Nigeria, which are the better countries in Africa, or compared to Thailand, Philippines, Indonesia, Sri Lanka, we are still far ahead. But when we say we are still far ahead, there's a lot to be done. There's a lot to be accomplished when it comes to individuals with disability being included in the mainstream society. Do we all agree? We don't agree. Only one person agrees. There's so much to be done. A good example would be our higher centers or centers of higher education in India, the good ones. The Jain universities, the Amrita universities, the Ashokas and the Azim Premjis of India. How many students with disabilities reach higher education? That is an indication of where we are. Because education, if we say, is the most important thing in any individual's life, is the same for the person with any sort of impairment. Education is paramount. And if we agree to that, still we don't see these individuals in mainstream higher centers of education. Why? Any ideas why? Especially the individuals here in the management at the Jain University, why do we think students with disabilities do not apply to your colleges? Any guesses? No guesses? I thought we would be interacting with each other. Okay, let's go further then. Let me give you a few sort of previews into it. When we talk about higher education, as a non-disabled individual, you have choices, correct? Everybody makes choices. And generally you start making your choices around 10th, 11th, 12th grades. Am I right? All your parents must have told you, look at that course, look at this course, that university. You started researching yourself on the internet, looking at different programs. Am I right? That's the normal way of doing things. So what do persons with disability do? Let's take a few examples. Let's reduce our focus to two disabilities to make it more simpler. One, persons with physical disabilities. Second, persons with visual impairment. Where do these guys go? How do they find out career options? Any idea? Ma'am, you had a chance of working with disabilities in the past. How did they reach you?
As I'm a coach of learning disability, they used to contact me through different teachers outside or internal teachers also. So they used to come to me. And from the classes also I used to identify the students who used to have these type of disabilities and difficulties. So I go to them, I'm having a close interaction and relationship with those students, and they used to contact me and I guide them through proper channel.
Correct. But what understanding I was given when I came here, there's only one student with physical disability on the campus. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So where did the others disappear? Why were they not a part of this system? And it's not Jain University. I'm not finger pointing here. I'm pointing at all major universities. There are seats being vacant, not filled up at institutions like IIMs and IITs. They are reserved seats. The non-disabled are fighting over those seats, and these are lying vacant, not being filled up. So we need to start introspecting as an education sector. What is it that is preventing these individuals to reach these courses? So let me draw your attention to something else. For example, for a person with visual impairment, let's try and understand what type of jobs would that person be doing. What is possible for a person with impairment? Can we make some educated guesses? How many jobs would be there for a person with visual impairment which he or she can do? Any idea? 5, 10, 15, 20, any guesses? Every guess is the right guess. Please don't feel shy. Nobody's going to laugh at you. How many jobs can a person with blindness do?
Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yep.
Like I had a lot of interactions with a lot of persons with disability. Like from the beginning, I was afraid to talk to you. So I will share my experience. Sorry to interrupt you in
Please,
between.
please. Happy to do that. Please go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt you in between. Okay. So once I was coming from my hometown, like from college to hometown, I had experience of interacting with one of the persons with disability. Like I think he was having some kind of blind eye kind of issues. So I was keenly observing him, what he is doing, like whether I have to suggest him anything. He sat beside me while I was waiting for my train in Kozhikode. So I know the train was Mavili Express, I guess so. I know the train will be obviously coming to the first platform, and he talked to me. It was a pretty funny conversation. Like I enjoyed the conversation and all. So he told to check. Right now I am a little bit nervous. Okay, so don't check my grammar and all. Okay, so I was keenly observing him, and he once in the conversation he asked me whether the train is gonna come in the first platform or not. I was damn sure that I obviously gonna every time I used to go in that train only. I know that it's going to come in the first platform itself. Then I thought in my mind, like I cross-checked it in the where's my train platform, whether it is coming on the first platform or not. If it is not coming to the first platform, I can run to the second or third, but he can't. So I was so tensed whether I will be missing the train. Not because of that, I was tense because of whether he will be missing the train or not. So thank God it came to the first platform itself. That was my first experience recently only. Last month I think so it has happened. So I was like, he was a very disciplined manner. He kept his brushes. I observed him everything, like what are the difference between a normal human being, what is the difference between how he used to talk with us, everything. So it was a good experience actually. I could learn a lot from him.
So since you said this, what was the difference? You observed him so keenly. Was he different?
Yeah, of course he's different in many ways. Like he was well disciplined. He had like it was a night journey. So obviously he was traveling to Trivandrum from Calicut. I was going to Thrissur itself from Calicut. So he had to sleep. So he had to have the dinner and all. So I think like he kept his soap, brushes, toothpaste, everything in a proper manner. Like if you check his bag and all, it will be well neatly arranged. If you check my bag, it will be messed up everything. I will keep everything in one zip itself. But he has that kind of arrangements.
Correct.
He was much more disciplined compared to me.
What else did you observe?
What else?
Was he able to eat like you?
No, yeah, that was the thing. Like that was the conversation started from there. Like he told me to open one sambar packet for me, so I opened, helped him. For
Correct.
That. Then afterwards, the conversation was quite funny.
Did he tell you what he was doing in life? Was he a student? Was he working?
I think he was working. He is working in some kind of AP Andhra Pradesh. He told me some experience about traveling in train itself from AP. Once he had traveled from Rajahmundry to Nellore, I guess, so the train was so fast. The trains in Kerala are being very late. He has shared me a lot of experience also.
Correct. Were they very unusual experiences or just normal experiences which everybody has?
It was normal experience while talking, but I hope you got the point what I'm going to say now. Like the manner in which he eat, like washed the mouth and all, was very disciplined manner.
True, but it was like any other normal individual, right?
Yeah.
With more discipline.
Yeah, with more discipline. Yeah,
Right.
Exactly.
He was not spilling food everywhere.
No.
He was not knocking over people.
He was very, very cautious, like whether there is dust in where we are sit. Usually I don't check where I gonna sit and all. Like after he has done the breakfast, he cleaned the places and all. Everything was pretty good.
So he was pretty normal, right?
Yeah, of course.
In a simple word, he was acting like any other individual.
Yeah, of course.
That's the point. That is exactly the point. Thank you for bringing this up. Wonderful.
Thank you, sir.
So the point here is, people with disabilities generally will be as normal as any other individual. How many people sitting here observed me when I walked into this room? Can you raise your hands? Were there many people who saw me when I came into this room?
Me itself, sir. Again, me. Is there any other persons who want to interact to him?
Any others who would like to say something before I continue?
Like, first of all, it will be nervous. After talking, it will be good experience only.
Thank you for breaking down that barrier.
Yeah. Right now also I'm nervous only, but I could break.
So why are you nervous?
Obviously, everyone will be having that fear of stage fear and all now.
Well, I'm standing on the stage, you're not standing.
Like
So you should not be nervous, I should be nervous.
That's a good point, but
It's because of three reasons which I'll come to. So let me understand, how many people did observe me when I came into this room? Can you raise your hands, please? Are there many hands raised? Yes. What did you see? Can somebody take the mic and just describe your thoughts when you saw me come into this room? Can somebody describe your thoughts? Please be very frank. Nothing is going to be bad. I'm not going to feel bad about anything. Okay? So please, describe your thoughts as openly as possible. When you saw me enter from the door, come to this side of the room, what were your thoughts? Any volunteers who would like to describe?
hello, sir, it's again me.
I think just
I saw
wait, just
you.
wait, just wait, just wait.
Just okay.
You have started feeling comfortable, right? Let's give that chance to others and then I'll come back to you. What's your name?
Tansih, sir. Tansih Rahman.
Tansif.
Tansih.
Okay, pretty difficult for me.
Yeah.
Remember, I'll come back to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so any others? Any ladies sitting here? Because ladies have this very sharp observation. Am I right? But none of them are willing to speak. What did you see and what was your thoughts? Simple question. Because this is a common question. When we see people with disabilities on the road, obviously we get some thoughts. So I want to know what went through your mind as you saw me walk into this room and come to this corner. Simple.
Secure desktop.
Don't worry.
Desktop window.
Don't worry
Window
about this.
getting red. Secure desktop.
Please.
Unlocking window. Unlocking desktop list. Books array home page 7 of
Don't worry about this gentleman speaking. He has a habit
recommend
of
people
interrupting.
page 3 next page. Recommend people
Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
Good morning.
Morning.
My name is Shifna.
Please. Go ahead.
I am coming from Malappuram. I'm a radiology student.
Okay, good. So what did you think when I came into this room?
പെട്ടെന്ന് കണ്ട സമയത്ത് കൂടുതൽ ആളുകൾ ആദ്യം എനിക്ക് സാറിനെ അറിയില്ലായിരുന്നു. അപ്പോൾ കൂടുതൽ ആളുകൾ സാറിൻ്റെ കൂടെ നിൽക്കുന്നതും സാറിനോട് സംസാരിച്ച് ആ ഒരു സാറിന് ഭയങ്കര രീതിയിൽ റെസ്പെക്ട് ചെയ്യണതാണ് ഞാൻ കണ്ടത്.
Like she saw you while you were entering. Like she noticed that most of the people has been respecting you in a way, kind of thing.
Okay, they were respecting me.
Yeah, everyone.
Okay, appreciate your thoughts. Nice to hear that, but I am not Narendra Modi.
അതിനുശേഷം പിന്നെ സ്റ്റേജ് കയറിയ ശേഷമാണ് ഞാൻ ശ്രദ്ധിച്ചത് സാർ സംസാരിക്കുന്ന ടൈമിലൊക്കെ ഫുൾ മേലേക്കാണ് നോക്കണത്. അപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ എൻ്റെ അടുത്തുള്ള കുട്ടീനോട് പറഞ്ഞു സാറിന് കണ്ണ് കാണില്ല തോന്നുന്നില്ലായിരുന്നു.
So what's the translation? Correct.
Yeah. So she got to know that you are having some visual
Okay. Okay. Good. Thank you. Anything else? Was I walking properly? Did I manage to climb the podium properly, the stage properly?
അത് കറക്റ്റ് ശ്രദ്ധിച്ചിട്ടില്ലായിരുന്നു.
Sir, she didn't notice that.
She didn't. Anybody else notice that? Was it absolutely normal or was it difficult for me to come up on the stage? You can speak in Malayalam if you want. We have translators, as you see.
You can speak in Malayalam. Malayalamil samsarikku. Language is not an issue here.
Absolutely. Malayalam, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, everything is
Even
good.
the sign language will do, okay? Acha, when she saw you for the first time, she thought you have some movement issues. You have some problem in your legs. She didn't notice that, she didn't feel that you have some visual problems, sir.
Good to know that. Okay. Anybody else? Good. Now we are opening up. Anything else?
Come on, guys.
Nobody else? See, girls have better observations. Boys, wake up. Boys didn't see anything. They were only looking at the girls. Okay, so the two ladies saw something different. So now I come back to the question which I asked you earlier. What are the type of jobs that a person like me can do? Teaching, yes, wonderful. Next. What else? What else? Singing, probably. You must have seen a lot of blind people sing. Yes. What else? Sorry? Dancing. Okay. Don't tell me to. What else? Writing. How will a blind person write? He'll write in Braille, right? How? Sorry? Be loud, be loud. Let's discuss this. This is very important that you open up. How will he write? Can I write? With a pen and paper? Then how? Braille. But if I write in Braille, can you read? So then writing is useless, right? Somebody allowed to write for me. So what else can I do? Am I loud enough? Do I need a mic? No, right? It's too small a room for me.
You can use AI for translating this one.
So I need technology. Wonderful, sir. What's your name?
Suresh.
Suresh. Ah, that's an easy name. Good. What else can I do, sir? Can I do something else in life? Or no?
You can do anything if you wish.
What, sir? Can I fly an aeroplane? Will you sit with me?
Yeah, if you wish.
Will you sit with me?
See, I could watch a video today morning.
Yes.
And there, without hands, he achieved the license, driving license in India.
Correct. Was it a mistake or was it actual?
No, actually.
Actually. Okay. But there's
She
one.
uses her legs. She can paint. She can do every household work.
Correct. With her legs.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Good. But generally, if we see, these are exceptional people. But normally, if we see, what would a person with blindness do? Have you seen people working in the banks? Blind people in the bank? Yes, no? Yes. So banking sector, government sector, you can work, right? Okay. Did you pay attention when the lady introduced my name? What was my designation? Doctor, and then the name, which is very difficult to remember, and then what was the designation? she say something? Director something? What did she say? Director programs for an organization, correct? So do you believe that's right? Or I'm just writing it for fun? Just didn't find any other designation, so I said, okay, let me become a director today. So what is this doctorate in? What can be the doctorate in? Any idea? Doctorate in what? Any guesses? What is my doctorate in? Sorry? PhD in what? PhD in what? Sorry? Didn't get you? Generally, it would be people with blindness would do literature, correct? MA, MPhil, PhD. Have you seen anybody do that? Yes? But I didn't do that. I did something else. Have you heard of any blind physiotherapists? Yes or no? No. So now you know there is. There is one standing in front of you. My basic qualification is I am a physiotherapist. I practiced as a physiotherapist for almost 25 years. After practicing for 25 years, I moved into NGO management. I was the CEO, Chief Executive Officer for two large NGOs, one in Pune, one in Delhi. And then I moved into international NGO management. That is Benetech, which is the current organization. I'll tell you about it later. And currently, I look after the entire Asia and Africa operations for the organization independently, full stop. Is that good? What does that tell you? How do I manage independently? I use that word deliberately. How do I manage the complete operations of an NGO, international NGO, which works in more than 100 countries? I look after the Asia and Africa part of that. How do I do that? Do I have a large team of secretaries behind me, like Modi? No. Then how many secretaries would I have?
Because of one of your organ was not working, you have empowered your other organs to
So which are my other organs?
maximum use of other organs.
Which?
Like ears and skin.
But with ears, I can hear.
Yeah, you can
But I need to manage the programs like any other individual, correct?
Right.
So how do I do that?
If you having some lingual equipments for
Like?
hearing from words to or letters to the sound.
Text to speech or speech to text.
Yeah, like that.
Which one?
By using AI or
AI.
technology.
Okay. Okay, good. Very good, sir. Any other ideas? How do I manage all this? There's a reason why I'm asking you these questions in detail. Right? Because I want to break down this barrier which is there amongst most of us as common individuals, because people believe that individuals with disability cannot do anything. Or at least if they are able to do, they do little things here and there. I want to break this understanding and try and bring to the table a new concept that individuals with moderate disabilities, like just plain blindness or low vision or mild to moderate physical challenges, I'm not talking about severe physical challenge, mild to moderate hearing impairment, mild to moderate learning disabilities can do all those jobs that you can do. There are 183 different jobs that a person with total blindness can do. 183. More than 312 different job roles that most of these persons with disabilities that I mentioned can do. 312. How? How can we do that? The answer is what Suresh said, using technology. Technology today is so powerful that I can independently perform all the tasks required as a director programs for Asia and Africa. Independent. I do not have any secretarial support. Zero. I write my emails, I write my projects, I respond to people, I travel alone, and I travel extensively alone. In fact, from the 1st of January till today, I've only been home for 5 days. I've been to Simla. From Simla, I've been to Bangalore. From Bangalore, I've gone to Amritapuram. From there here. From here, I'll be going to Delhi. Delhi back to Ahmedabad. And then again back to Bangalore. And then mid-February, I should be most probably in Indonesia. So I travel extensively. Nothing fancy about it. Thing is, anybody can do that, provided you have the right accommodation. This is a new word that I'm bringing onto the table now. Accommodation. What is accommodation? Accommodation means giving that person the right technology. If he's hearing impaired, he can have technology on his screen which is going to bring up captions as he's speaking to somebody else. So if I'm using my mobile phone, I'll just hold the phone in front of me. Whatever you speak will be transcribed into text immediately, and I'll be able to read it as a hearing impaired person. For a blind person, my major barrier is reading printed text. So again, technology comes in which helps me read using technology. I'll show you all that. For a person with cerebral palsy, there is technology where you can use large mouse pads or touch switches and you can control the entire computer. To that extent, even if you don't have any movement in your hands, you can still control your computer using just your eye clicks. There is technology to do that also. So the bottom line that I wanted to bring here is, when you use the right technology, any person with mild to moderate disabilities can be a part of any institution like yours, sitting here and studying different courses like what all of you are doing. I'm not saying all courses, there are certain limitations, but most of the courses, like I was talking to the faculty in the morning, your courses like management, nothing is stopping any blind person to do your management courses. He can do it. He can successfully clear his MBA. Programming. Programming can be done by blind people. There are so many of them who are doing very top level programming. There's law. There's so many people who are Supreme Court lawyers, High Court lawyers, practicing today, who are blind. All of them use technology. So the question again, have you seen any of these or heard about any of these? Yes, no? Yes? Can you give some examples, please?
Since paper, blind paper is in banks.
Banks, correct.
Yeah, they are using computer and whenever we ask something, they will
Wonderful. So did you ever ask them, what are you hearing?
I'm just wondering, just putting, but I think some software is there for whatever that writing or typing, they can hear.
Nice.
But everything.
Nice. Anybody else has seen this? Has anybody else seen that? No. Let's see that first before we go ahead. So I've got a normal Windows computer in front of me.
2. OneDrive 6 of 21.
Is it projecting? So do you see the icon? Where is my focus right now? OneDrive, correct? Now listen to what my technology speaks. I'm just going to change its voice so that it becomes a little more better.
Rate boost, rate 50. Voice Microsoft David.
Is this a better voice? Let's listen to a little more.
Gemini 13 of 21.
What does it say? I'll slow it down still further.
Rate boost off. Rate 35. Rate 25. Rate 20.
Let's listen to this.
2. Gemini 13 of 21.
What did it say? Anybody? Gemini 13 of 21. That means my technology has told me that there are 21 icons on the screen. I'm on number 13 and it is Gemini. Is that generally how you also work, right? You click on that icon, right? Even I can click on that icon. Let's see.
Gemini.google.com/load.
Okay, so it has opened the text box. Now I need to type something.
Me about you vowel t m the f ts. Ask Gemini. Gemini is typing. Gemini replied. Benefits. Clickable help button. Clickable help but clickable Gemini apps at clickable settings but edit button edit listen button. Visual impairment refers to a condition where a person's eyesight cannot be fully corrected to a normal level, even with the use of glasses or contact lenses.
Are you
It
able to follow it?
encompasses a wide range of
Is everybody able to follow this? Yes, no? Or is it too small? Should I zoom in? It's fine. Otherwise I would have called you partially sighted. So this is how people can use technology. Is this exactly how you use it? No. Then what do? If you want to use Gemini, you will open the text box, you will ask it a question, it will give you a reply, and you will read the reply. Correct? So what different did I do? Nothing. I only used a talking software on my computer to do the same job with accommodation. Is that right? Simple. So this software is called a screen reader. It's there in every computer. Same things are there even on the phone. In all your phones. Has anybody tried that? Yes. Can you tell me which phone are you using and what is the software? Or how did you learn about it? Somebody said yes. Don't feel shy. There are no wrong answers. You can speak in Malayali. You use ChatGPT. No, I was asking, have you used a software or are you aware about a software on the phone which does similar things? Yes, so just give us a little idea, please, ma'am. Yes, little idea. Feeling shy about it? Okay. Anybody else? So the software that you have, everybody has an Android phone here, correct? And on your Android phones, you have a service called TalkBack. You can find that under settings. Under settings, you will find accessibility. And under accessibility, you should find a service called TalkBack. Don't turn it on, because once you turn it on, your gestures or your single tap becomes double tap. What you normally do is tap. Otherwise, now it will become tap, tap. So don't do that. It's just for your information. Okay. So, coming back to the main point. Why do we not have students with disabilities in higher education? Now we're going to talk about some serious stuff. Why do we not have? So for example, if I am a student with blindness, if I want to come to this university and join a program in management, what would I require as accommodation? What are the basic things that the university should provide or should ensure that I have when I join a program in a higher education center like this one? Use your imagination. I've shown you something. What would be required? So as a sighted individual, as a non-disabled individual, what is it that a student requires? First thing, you require content, correct? Do you require content? Yes or no? Without content, can you study any courses? No, simple. So even I would require content. But if you give me, say, 100 printed books, can I read those books? No. So this content must be in a format that is accessible to me. Do we all agree? Yes, no? Or is it getting too technical and too boring? Is it getting too boring? Sure? So that means I need content that I can read, and the same content should be there in such a format that you can also read. Am I right? Okay, let me show you that. So I'm just going to close this.
System C, desktop list. E, easy reader.
I'm just going to wait for the program to load.
Pane. Edit read only. Dialog 1.0. Dolphin easy reader. Pane. My books list. The Windows screen read.
So what do you see on the screen? Can somebody tell me what is there on the screen? There are names of some books over there, right? Right? The mathematics books, there's a Windows screen reader on which the focus is.
Mathematics my books list.
Right.
The Windows screen reader primer.
So I'm going to open this one.
P Chapter 1. Screen Reader Basics. This chapter provides basic information about the 3 leading screen reader programs used in conjunction with the Windows operating system: Job Access with Speech, JAWS, Non-Visual Desktop Access, NVDA, and Windows Narrator. Grouping clickable. This chapter provides basic information.
Did you hear that? And did you read that also? This is an accessible book. This is exactly what I mean by accessible content. A content that you can read, I can hear, both of us together can read the same textbook. Right? So this is the first requirement. Your content of any course that a person with blindness or low vision or learning disability to that extent also has to be accessible. Are you aware about any learning disabilities? Have you heard about the word learning disability? Dyslexia, have you heard about dyslexia? Yes? What do you know about dyslexia? Please, mic, please.
The person feels that the letters are dancing.
Correct. And there could be different forms of dyslexia. You're absolutely right.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely right. There are different forms and different severities. Sometimes very young children who do not have dyslexia start reading around the age of 1.5, 2, correct? They will identify A, B, C and they will point a finger. Even if they are not speaking, they'll be able to do that. For the learning disabled children, even if they are in grades 4, 5, they cannot understand the written word. They're auditory learners. That means whatever you tell them, you read to them, they will immediately remember. But if you give them a book, they don't have any problems with vision, but still they cannot read properly. Has anybody seen that film, Tare Zameen Pe? Did you see that little child in there? What was his problem? Dyslexia. But what exactly was happening to that child? He was not able to read normal text, correct? But for those children also, when you use this technology, and because this technology read out the sentence, and also this technology, you could see what is there on the screen. So that means there is visual and auditory feedback. The child with dyslexia can also benefit from the same content. Right? So what I'm trying to say here is, if the content is accessible, everybody can benefit from the same content. So this is the first requirement. We're coming back to, if a student with visual impairment has to come to your college, your university, what is it that is required? So first is accessible content. What would be the second obvious thing? To read that content, you need a device, correct? Okay. Yes or no? So the device here is the laptop, and I also said you can read the same content using your phone. So smart device is the second requirement. So all students with disabilities must have access to their personal devices. And the third requirement is simple training, because this technology is something new. So you require the person to be trained in using this technology. The moment you have these three things in place, I don't see there is any point or anything that is stopping any blind student to come to this university and join any of the programs. Simple three words: content, device, training. But if we don't have these, obviously no blind student can come to this university because the content is not accessible. Even if he has a device, but if you can't make available the content, he cannot work with you. He cannot study with you. Right? You have a full library. There are thousands of books in your library, correct? How many of them can I read? 0. Because they are all in print format. But if they were in digital form, I could read them. So that is where, I'll just digress a little, where the organization that I work for, called Benetech runs the world's largest online library, called Bookshare, B-O-O-K-S-H-A-R-E, Bookshare. So what we do is we provide accessible content to people throughout the world. There are more than 13 lakh books on Bookshare, which anybody with a print disability can download and read for free. This book that you see in front of you is also from Bookshare. So this is a good example of what type of books. There are more than 50 categories, more than 60 languages in which these books are there. But then 13 lakh books sounds a big number. But today, if you look around you, There's so many books which are not there on Bookshare. In fact, statistics say less than 1% of your printed material is available in accessible formats. Less than 1%. That means 99% of the material that a non-disabled person takes it for granted is not accessible. These are the challenges. We need to make this material accessible. Coming back to writing, and we said blind can only use Braille. But you saw me typing, correct? Could I type? Yes. Did I need to see the keyboard? No. Do you see the keyboard when you type? Sometimes, right? You don't look at down and type like this, right? Normally, if you are a good typist, you only look at the screen. You don't look at the keyboard. Am I right? Because typing is a blind art. So obviously, if you can do that without looking at the keyboard, I should be able to do that without looking at the keyboard. Am I right? It's simple. But unfortunately, our education systems, especially the blind schools, do not encourage use of technology as of today. Very few schools in Kerala especially are training their students in using computers at a school level. There might be a subject called computers, but what we say is all subjects should be taught using computers. If that happens at the school level, then these students, it could be blind, it could be low vision, it could be learning disabled, they're all prepared from the school level to enter any center of higher education, provided the content is made accessible. Simple. But unfortunately, because of our system, and I don't see any government officials here. Is there any government official here from the Department of Education? No. Unfortunately, these guys have to be here. And they have to listen to this. That unless we modify our systems at the school level, unless we make our schools more inclusive, the problem shall persist. And the problem is more and more students with disabilities will become educated because they all go for humanities. It's not that they're not getting into any higher education. They are getting into higher education, but they're only taking one stream, and that is humanities. They do not get that option of going into commerce, science, etc. And the main reason is this. Our system is not geared to help these students get into these different streams. They might have excellent IQs.
1250p.
But they do not have the required infrastructure. Did you notice what I did right now? What did it say? It said the time. Correct? So that means it's about 12:50. Am I right? So it's time for me to shut up and give you the chance to ask questions. Am I right now?
Yes, sir. Sir, before going to the Q&A, here we have with us Mr. Bharat. He is the only physically challenged student in the campus. He came here and he will introduce himself to you, sir.
Go ahead, Bharat. Please. Happy to have you here.
I am Bharat and
You can use the mic, boy.
I am Bharat as you and
You can
I
speak in
have,
Malayalam if you want.
no, it's okay. I have some trouble walking, but that's all. And I have some trouble reading and small trouble like that.
Small fonts.
Small troubles,
Correct.
little troubles.
So
But,
which course are you pursuing?
Psychology.
Psychology.
Yeah.
And when you are reading content in psychology, lots and lots of books are there, correct? So do you find difficulty in reading them?
it's not a disability per se, but my studies were kind of impaired until a few years ago, and this is my actually major start. This is a major start in terms of education for me.
Correct.
So that's all. Like, I am.
So do you see any challenges in the college? Be open about it. Are there any barriers that you see that should be addressed in the college that would make your education more inclusive? Do you see any of these?
Frankly, this is pretty nice.
It's nice, I agree. But then there must be some challenges.
Well,
Or there are no challenges.
I have some trouble reading,
Correct?
but
So what is it that should be done to help you overcome your challenge?
yeah.
Is there anything that you would request the management to help you overcome your challenge?
Maybe just create an audible version of it or something.
Super.
Because I don't have to read it anymore.
Correct. So were you there when I was showing this book, Bharat?
What?
Were you here, present, when I was just demonstrating
I
this?
only came a few minutes ago.
Correct. So that's what I'm asking. Did you see this book being read? There's a book on the projector. Right? Let me show you. You can hear that book. I'm just going to play it.
Windows operating system, job access with Windows operating system, job access with speech, JAWS, non-visual desktop access, NVDA, and Windows out of grouping. Narrator: what is a screen reader program? This definition comes from the American Foundation for the Blind. Screen readers are This definition comes from the American Foundation for the Blind. Screen readers are software programs that allow blind or visually impaired users to read the text that is displayed on the computer screen with a speech synthesizer or braille display.
Were you able to understand this voice?
Yes.
And were you able to follow the text? So if all your books are made like this, would you benefit?
Yes, I think so. But this is a bit bland, like not very interesting to listen to.
We can make it more interesting. We can change the voice because this is a demo. So I kept it very slow.
Okay.
We can increase the speed, right?
Yeah.
You can even increase the font. You can change the background. Everything is customizable over here. So if you prefer a black background with white font and being highlighted also, that's also possible.
Okay.
So would that help you?
Guess so.
Question is you can try, right?
Yeah.
Good. But that is only possible if that text is made accessible. So it brings me back to that same question here. So for inclusion, it's not only me as a person with blindness. It could be Bharat. It could be anybody else. We need to ensure that the college materials are accessible. Yes. Back to you for questions. Any questions? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as they call it in Indigo.
You told me about the accessible. You told me about in Kerala, there is students should have accessible to all the instruments like this, and government is not taking the good care for this type of education. It is mainly because I think in Kerala, environmental situations and all the other situations as well in Kerala, it is the normal people, most of the these blind people and other handicapped people or etc. are being from the poor family, and they used to live. That means used to take their food in pure family background, and they are not able to get the access to the new instruments and system and technology. because it is not adapted because of the cost. That maybe if we develop in our financial situations also in Kerala, like other developed countries, it must be come. That is, I think.
I understand your problem and I agree with you. Cost is a major barrier. But you would be surprised to know that even from the central government, there are schemes designed for people with disability where you get all this technology completely free. Right?
Yes.
There are schemes, but people are unaware of it, number one. And number two, our system is still too rigid to migrate from traditional ways of reading and writing like Braille to digital ways of reading and writing. So there are two barriers. One, availability of devices. If that can be solved, but still there are barriers at the school level where the teachers, the blind school teachers are still resisting change. They want their students to only read Braille, which is not good for anyone. Right? So these are systemic barriers. Unfortunately, that's why I asked if there is any government official here. This should have been a direct address to them. Right? But you guys, it's my humble request that if you find any person with any of these disabilities that I mentioned, blind, low vision, learning disability, people like Bharat who are having physical challenges of walking, please guide them to good organizations where they are given the right advice of using the right technology. Hence, they can be educated and their education makes a meaning to them. It should not be just they are getting educated, but because they are only dependent on others to read and write for them in case of blind, you can't work. Because every type of job requires individuals to read and write independently. If I am dependent on somebody else to read for me, I am dependent on somebody else to write for me, obviously I am not going to get any job. So to be employable, I have to have those skills. And those skills have to be developed at the school level, at the higher education level. Then and then we shall make our tomorrow a better tomorrow. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for giving me this time. Thank you.
And
So please be here on the stage because we will be presenting a memento to you.
Sure,
sir.
sure.
I will take 1 minute. Sir. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a moment to express our heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed speaker, Dr. Homiyar Mobedji, for sharing such valuable insights with us today. On behalf of everyone here, we sincerely thank you, sir, for your time and your commitment for shaping a brighter tomorrow. Let's give Dr. Homiyar Mobedji a big round of applause, please. Yes, as a token of appreciation, we would now like to present a memento to our esteemed speaker, Dr. Homiyar Mobedji. I would now like to invite Dr. Deepa Mohan, Faculty of CMS Business School, Jain University, to present the memento to our esteemed guest, Dr. Homiyar Mobedji. She only shared the thoughts with you, sir, the experience of having students with learning disability and also.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I feel so happy and I think I'm not doing anything.
Let's do it together now.
Yes, sir, I'll do. Sure, sir, I can join.
Yeah, we can join hands. Make this place
A better.
inclusive place.
Yes, sir.
It's better. It's good.
It's
Let's
good.
make it inclusive.
Inclusive, yes, sir.
Let's have facilities where everybody can be a part of this audience.
Sure, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Good. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Sir, yes. As a token of our gratitude. Photo?
Thank you, students, for
Faculties
being
coming.
here.
I invite all the faculties to come to the stage for the group photograph. Sir, please be here for the group photograph.
Sure, we'll be here.
And would you like to join for the photograph, ma'am, please? No, he will join. Please join, ma'am, please. It's actually, it's our...